Victor Davis Hanson's column, Who Will Say No More to the Current Madness? And what that has to do with Barbie and Oppenheimer. It has nothing to do with Barbie and Oppenheimer. Psych! Anyway, I think the point that Hanson misses is that we're at the exact opposite of the political situation that he was describing with the Labour Party member Arthur Greenwood got up in the House of Commons to announce that he would be speaking for Labour on behalf of his ill party leader, Clement Attlee. And immediately Amory interrupted, shouting out, "Speak for England, Arthur." He was met with overwhelming applause and soon public acclamation. The thing is, when you're an Arthur Greenwood, who is not, wasn't high up in the pecking order at the time, was a Conservative member in good standing, or Arthur Greenwood was a Labour Party member in good standing. Amory, who was the Conservative, was a Conservative member in good standing, but had obviously decided that taking the pulse of the British public and the general sense that something has to be done about Hitler, at that point you can yell out, "Speak for England, Arthur," using particularly the familiarity of the first name. He didn't say, "Speak for England, Mr. Greenwood." It's "Speak for England, Arthur." And either that gets met with overwhelming applause, or it falls flat and dead as a dodo. And whatever stature Amory had at the time would have completely evaporated. So I think the problem is that Victor Hanson is looking for that kind of a moment in the United States. He's an American columnist, and I don't see that happening. Whatever the Democrats think is complete and utter rock-solid sanity, the Republicans think is clinically insane, and whatever the Republicans think is rock-solid sanity, the Democrats think is completely insane. You wouldn't get the overwhelming applause and soon public acclamation that resulted from him shouting out, "Speak for England, Arthur." I could be wrong, but I read a lot of newspapers, folks, and I don't see that happening. It's it's exactly the opposite. There is a consensus, in quotation marks. If you read the polls, 75% of Americans, or 68% of Americans, believe that the country's going in the wrong direction. But they disagree on what that means as to the wrong direction. The Republicans are going, "Yeah, you're going way, way, way too far over here. You got to come all the way back over here." And the Democrats are saying the opposite thing. It's like, "No, no, no, no. You're going the wrong way. We got to come all the way back over this way." Until we execute Donald Trump, we're just not going to get anywhere. So I think it's interesting. I think it's, but I think that's a situation where, I think it's worthy of discussion. It's like, is there anything where the Democrats are ready to go, yeah, I've been on this all along. But I got to agree, we're nutty as fruitcakes when it comes to this. If somebody just stands up and says, will the Democrats admit that they are nutty as fruitcakes about the southern border, as an example, then, well, we will see. But everybody's dug in far too deep, I think, to have any kind of a moment like that. And things are generally getting worse, but democracy is still working. It's taken a bit of a beating, but it was taking a bit of a beating in England in 1939. So there you go. Don't shoot the messenger, but that's what I thought, reading who will say, quote, no more, unquote, to the current madness. Right now, one man's madness is another man's sanity, and one man's sanity is another man's madness. That'll do it for the weekly update this week. I hope we'll see a bunch of you again next week.